you're already in good position. Just gotta do it instead of not. Okay, so, you know, so boom. That's one option, or so we're talking about D to A minor. But anyway, so option 1, option 2. And that's where we talked a bunch about how, like, that just is A minor, and anytime you're like, I'm pentatonic and when I'm doing this, I'm here, you're there, you know? The pentatonic 2 is that, you know, that whole situation are the same thing. So it's like these types of C major ideas you're having, you make it A minor, it's still gonna sound sick cool. Like, play A minor, like, it'll get like all, it'll like sound like all badass and shit. So anyway, and then I guess what I was, for the D, I was having the hardest time finding something, but I was like wanting just like some kind of like, or like just that or whatever. So I guess definitive one is so then we've got you know, like kind of more, I'm gonna play shit more notes. It's like but I guess that's more like what you'd already do. So cool. Alright, so another thing I was doing was this. So you can literally do that for everything but the D, you know, literally. You know, or A minor, you gotta do something else, I guess. But we were talking about a different song. We were talking about when we started doing that, I think. Yeah, it was like when, or no. Yeah, you know, and it actually works to do it against A minor, even though it shouldn't at all. Like, you know, like.
So the same thing repeated with first with the middle finger down on the G.
Yeah, it's like tough to say why that works against A minor. It wouldn't on its own. You wouldn't be like, hey, this is my. But it does, you know. It's like, I mean, you know, I'm playing a D.
Comes back to that, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm playing a 4th. You know,
with a 9 in there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's, you know, A minor 7th or whatever. Like we got G in there.
Yeah.
Or yeah, cool. So and you know, you can always substitute minor 7 for minor, pretty much, which I'm sure you recognize in almost every context. If you don't, you can. You know, like then that's obviously not the case with major and major 7 whatsoever. They're so close, minor 7 and regular minor. So those are those things, and you know, it's like you could get all day. And kind of like more playing, if you wanted to do it up higher, I would be like. So there I was going, you know, obviously D fine, and going, you know, to that one, which is not, you know, long tone, and then A minor, kind of, which is the same as going, obviously, and then, you know, I don't know, or whatever. So featuring D as a pedal tone is an interesting thought as well. Like, you know. And then it wants to be. Oh, yeah, so there's potential for some kind of like. like that. I don't know. So then also while we're at it, I don't know, like. So yeah, like you know. Like that's a cool thing to do. A minor to D is like the this, but without the bass note. Like I'm doing A minor type of shit, and then using the like partial C movable C chord. Yeah, totally. So what did I just do? We're going A minor to D, right? So yeah, we're like.
Oh, there we go.
Nope.
Nope.
So here's D, right? Like you're using C, like I'm playing like a full-on regular C shape with the normal fingering, which is something that like happens playing and sounds cool and stuff while we're at it. But so yeah, I was playing the two. Yeah, so I'm just going like just on the that's without anything else. Yeah, no, and just the two notes, no open strings. Which and it's just, and that's not actually like something where you have to avoid the string if you just like fret, like you don't know how to fret, which you probably do all the time, like like kind of thumb over top P shit type shit. So there we are. That's like and if you're not already doing that all the time for D, like this whole thing here, there it is. Like, and for every chord, while we're at it, that would work for B minor, of course, and maybe you'd more readily picture it for B minor or something. So yeah, that's we can kind of, I mean, maybe that's a good one for instead of our. It's the same. We're featuring that. It's just a thinner version of going. Cool. So yeah, and while we're at it, this kind of for songs in G, you can like get a bunch of G like. Or like you can go if you want it. Yeah. So like open strings. Yeah. G. Second string involved open a bunch. Like, so here's me featuring the second string and B string instead. Just have to stay in that. Oh, sorry, yeah, so it should have been like, and then you start to do combinations of both, where you're like putting the G string in for one chord and the D string for another chord.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I meant to say the B string in for another chord. So yeah, those are all cool things to do. So just more legato stuff, more open string involvement, I think is something that in general is something you should do with the G string and the B string. And then there's like the high E string works in so many keys too. So here's me doing it with featuring the high E string, even though this song doesn't really scream. It's kind of in G, but like I mean I could totally pull off like being like
you show me this one again over all the chords? This might be the one for this one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally. And then you just back up. Yeah. And then, forward again. Yeah, that's good. And, generally, like, go ahead, keep it up in B minor, showing it open. Is always cool with that, too. B minor. It's like a Toad Red Sprocket song that I learned when I was like 14. But put that in there. Open B string. Open G string. And you can put the first string in too. Like, it makes no sense theoretically, but it does in rock and roll, so yeah, like while we're at it. But this song's in a major key, so you can get all that same shit. Cool, so we like that then. So then that begs, how else could we get the G string involved? And this kind of like, you could get more like. So there is some shit that, it's like a Dinosaur Jr. thing, and a John Mayer thing, and a Dave Madsen, and a J Matt, like it's like a bunch of different people, so yeah, you can. Those sound good for like a whole bunch of frets, like B, not so much, but C totally, D totally, E flat arguably, but E totally, E minor, so that kind of, or rather. Anyway, so yeah, that stuff, that might give you. Okay, cool. There's 13 minutes of stuff. Is there anything else you want me to do or say? Awesome, right on.